Welcome to this place. Here we search for truth and understanding. We celebrate life and contemplate its mysteries. We share healing and wholeness. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, whomever you love, we're glad you're here with us today.
Today's chalice lighting is by Marnie Singer. The chalice is the container, the space where the musicians and the listeners gather. The oil is the fuel, the hours of practice, and the life experiences of everyone in the room. The wick is the instrument and the vocal cords through which the music will flow. And the flame is the music which is created as if by magic when the instruments are lifted, the breath is inhaled, and the downbeat nodded. May this flame ignite the music within us all.
Today, as you know, is Music Sunday. It's a perennial favorite at First Parish. I wondered exactly how long it had been going on, and I got a clue from doing a deep dive into my own hard drive. Here's something I found, a press release for the local papers that I wrote on January 22nd, 2002, the first year of Bob McKechnie's ministry. I'll read the first two sentences. This Sunday, January 27th, will be Music Sunday at First Parish Unitarian Universalist Church, 26 North Street, Medfield. Featured performers will be music director Vivian Sang and singers John and Becca Cornett, along with other members of the church. The more things change, the more they remain the same. I knew you'd like that, Becca. But today we have a first. Becca Cornett in a new role as a pianist. Before she plays, I want to talk a little bit about the piece she's playing, the Prelude in C. Don't be fooled by this deceptively simple 2-minute piece. I believe you can make a case that although it was written 300 years ago, it's a modest beginning to the most important work in the history of Western music. It's determined the framework for all music that followed. The framework allows a musician to write or play in whatever key he or she likes. It enables musicians in a band or orchestra to play together in tune instead of sounding like fingernails scraped on a blackboard. The work is by Johann Sebastian Bach. It's called the Well-Tempered Clavier, Clavier. Clavier is a generic term for a keyboard instrument like a piano or a harpsichord. Tempered refers to the tuning method. Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier put to rest a persistent musical problem.
David, excuse me for interrupting. Can you move a little closer to your microphone?
Okay.
I think that might help.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Is this better? Okay. Yeah. Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier put to rest a persistent musical problem that had been known even to the ancient Greeks over 2,000 years ago. Consider a standard piano, 88 keys, 7+ octaves. Pianos are tuned to a frequency of 440 hertz, which is the A above middle C. You might think of the piano in this case as an 88-string guitar. The pianist hits the key hits the hammer hits the string, which vibrates back and forth at a frequency of 440 cycles per second. That same note is the A that the oboe sounds at the beginning of an orchestral concert so the violins and other strings can get in tune. We all learned scales as kids: do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and then do, an octave above where you started, exactly twice the frequency of the do you started with. Besides an octave interval, the other most important musical interval is the fifth, do to sol, do, re, mi, fa, sol, the perfect fifth. The E above that 440 hertz A should be exactly 1.5 times the frequency of the A note. In other words, 660 hertz to sound best with, and this is what the ancient Greeks knew. But here's the problem in a nutshell. If you start with the bottom A, which has a frequency of 27.5 hertz on a piano, and you go up octave by octave, doubling the frequency each time, the highest A is 3,520 hertz. Take my word for it. If you start at A, that same A at 27.5 hertz on the piano, and you go up by a circle of perfect fifths, each fifth being 1.5 times the frequency of the bass note. In a progression of 12 perfect fifths, you'll also hit the same A at the top of the piano. But that A result from the perfect fifths is 3,568 hertz, the other versus 3,520 hertz. Far enough octave for the far enough off to sound ugh, and everything else will be to a varying degree out of tune. Some severely out of tune, especially when you try to play certain keys or chords. There's a solution to this, albeit a slightly imperfect one: equal temperament tuning, which is what Bach advocated and the world has adopted. Using equal temperament, piano tuners deliberately introduce a slight downward error in some frequencies that they tune the piano. The errors are almost imperceptible. If you heard a perfect fifth and an equal temperament fifth played one after another on different pianos, you might hear a difference, you might not. If you did hear a difference, you might think that the perfect fifth was just played on a superior piano. But by giving up that subtle superiority of the perfect fifth in favor of equal temperament, you gain a world of practicality. You can write or play whatever you want in any key, and everything will sound good. And it makes an orchestra sound in tune instead of yuck. There was a disagreement for centuries over tuning methods. Sometimes music can mean tuning, meaning perfect fifths, can sound absolutely great, and some resisted equal temperament for that reason. What Bach did about 1720 was to write the enduring to prove the enduring practicality of equal temperament, and he wrote a volume of works now known as the Well-Tempered Clavier. He wrote a short prelude in C major, which Becca is going to play. He followed it with a short fugue in C major, which alas is a much more difficult piece, which you're not going to hear today. He then followed it with a prelude and fugue in C sharp major, and the prelude and fugue in C sharp minor, the prelude in D major, and so on up the scale. 24 preludes, each followed by a companion fugue, one in each major and minor key. They all sound equally right. They're lively and inventive and tuneful and reflect different moods and emotions. I find in them a satisfying mathematical logic. They come full circle and give me a great sense of calm, completeness, and closure that always makes me feel things are going to come out right when I'm feeling discombobulated. If you take the time to get to know these pieces in Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier, you may find they do the same thing for you. So now let's start with the ball rolling with Becca Cornett, first parish piano debut playing Bach's Prelude in C.
The origins of This Little Light of Mine are a bit unclear. Often it is mistaken as a spiritual sung on plantations during slavery, but the song is not found in any of the influential 19th century collections of African American songs. The most common belief is that it was written by a white man, Harry Dixon Lowes, as a children's song around 1920. However, researchers at the Moody Bible Institute, where Lowes taught for more than 20 years, found no evidence that he wrote it. What we do know is that the song, along with some more traditional spirituals, was sung during the Civil Rights Movement. One famous example, when Fannie Lou Hamer was being detained by police on her way back from attempting to register to vote, she began singing this song. More recently, Reverend Osagyefo Suku sang the song during the counter-protest to white supremacists' Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville. The white supremacists were getting aggressive, chanting and shouting slurs, causing the tension among the counter-protesters to go way up. Reverend Suku sang the song to try and bring about a sense of calm. The counter-protesters joined in singing and were so loud and so joyful that it not only took the tension level down, it shook the white supremacists. As he said, they didn't know what to do with all that joy. We weren't going to let the darkness have the last word.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. On Monday he gave me the gift of love. On Tuesday his peace came right from above. On Wednesday he moved me to have more faith. And on Thursday he gave me a little more grace. All through the week I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. On Friday he told me to watch and pray. On Saturday he told me just what to say. On Sunday he gave me the power divine to let my little light shine. All through the week I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Out there, there's a world outside of Yonkers. Way out there beyond this hick town, Barnaby. There's a slick town, Barnaby. Out there, full of shine and full of sparkle. Close your eyes and see it glisten, Barnaby. Listen, Barnaby. Put on your Sunday clothes, there's lots of world out there. Get out the Brilliantine and dime cigars. We're gonna find adventure in the evening air. Girls in white in a perfume night, where the lights are bright as those stars. Put on your Sunday clothes, we're gonna ride through town in one of those new horse-drawn open cars. We'll see the shows at Delmonico's, and we'll close the town in a whirl, and we won't come home until we've kissed a girl. Put on your Sunday clothes when you feel down and out. Stretch down the street and have your picture took. Just like a dream, your spirits seem to turn about. That Sunday shine is a perfect sign that you feel as bright as you look. Beneath your parasol, the world is all a smile that makes you feel brand new down to your toes. Get out your feathers, your patent leathers, your beads and buckles and bows, for there's no blue Monday in your Sunday clothes.
Just when I thought all was lost, you changed my mind. You gave me hope, not just the old soft stuff. You showed that we could learn to share in time. You and me and Rockefeller Isle, keep plugging on. Your face will shine, so sweet and fair. And when we sing another little sing-along song, we hope that precious friends you will be there, singing in harmony. Precious friends, you will be there. The very moment that I decided that every success no matter how it goes, you came along and gave me courage, and I was rejuvenated and exhilarated. I absolutely never could ever be
That's not the old song, so
but you were such a super teacher. I learned to change myself. You said that I could do it. You said it, I did it, and after that the rest was easy. Along the way, you lost my days. Let me count away. Let both the voices, the world rejoices in a song. But it's all together. Precious friends, you will be there, singing in harmony. Precious friends, you will be there.
I'm Maya Egan, and I will be playing Musetta's Waltz, which was composed by Giacomo Puccini and arranged by Barbara Brundage.
oppression coming down. Hierarchies coming down. Someday we could all be free. Oh, militarism coming down. And capitalism coming down. Oh, patriarchy coming down. Someday we could all be free. Oh, police departments coming down. Voter suppression coming down. Isolation coming down. Someday we could all be free. The sun will shine and the rain will fall. The world will turn and bring the morning to us all. One way or another, we will choose to love.
Mercy fronteras,
Basta ya,
estas mutaciones,
basta ya.
familias separadas,
Basta ya. Un día seremos libres.
Las injusticias
Basta ya.
el racismo
Basta ya.
el odio
Basta ya. Un día seremos libres. The sun will shine and the rain will fall. The world will turn and bring the morning to us all.